Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss about few questions related to your concept, that is existence of derivative, regarding left hand derivative, right hand derivative. With this concept we are going to solve few questions, that is application of existence of derivative. Okay, the first question is, if fx equal to modulus of x plus x minus 1, you are to show that f is not differentiable at x equal to 1. इस टाइप का फंक्शन क्या क्या होगा, दैट इज मॉडुलस फंक्शन इज नॉट डिफरेंशिएबल एट एक्स इज इक्वल टू व्हाट 1 मीन्स व्हाट f dash 1 means f dash 1 does not exist. It's very interesting. F dash 1 does not exist means to get f dash 1 you need to get r f dash 1 means right hand derivative. Also you need L f dash 1. Okay, first you find r f dash 1, then L f dash 1. Then if r f dash 1 exists, L f dash 1 exists, ये दोनों अगर exist हो and they are equal, okay, first they individually exist, then they must be equal, then we can say that f dash 1 exists. F dash 1 what exists. And if suppose r f dash 1 does not exist, then we can say f dash 1 does not exist. If L f dash 1 does not exist, we can say that f dash 1 does not exist. If suppose r f dash 1 exists, L f dash 1 exists and not equal, then f dash 1 does not exist. So to show that f dash 1 does not exist, there are so many procedures. You can find r f dash 1 does not exist, and you can say that f dash 1 does not exist. If you find that L f dash 1 does not exist, then from here you can say that f dash 1 does not exist. And after suppose both exist, अगर both दोनों exist हो गया, इसके बावजूद दोनों unequal हो गया, तो भी हम कह सकते हैं does not exist. Okay, so this actually need of the problem. We have to show that f dash 1 does not exist means we have to find this, check whether they are exist or not, and if exist, then check whether they are equal or not. If they are equal, then we can conclude that yes, f dash 1 exists. But in this question, need is f dash 1 does not exist means you are to show that any one of them does not exist, or if exist, then not equal. Okay, तो हम शुरू करें प्रॉब्लम को, तब जाके हमें आइडिया मिलेगी कैसे प्रोसीड करें. ओके, let us find f dash. First we find right hand derivative or find left hand derivative, whatever be. So L f dash 1. So we know that the definition of left hand derivative is limit h tends to 0 minus. Always the definition h tends to 0 minus. You अगर पॉइंट इसमें 1 हो, 0 हो, 2 हो, whatever be, but here h tends to 0 minus. Don't be confused. Sometimes what happen, students write like the L f dash 1 is equal to limit h tends to 1 minus. So this type of mistake done by the students. Be careful. F of this is your formula, the a plus h. A means what? 1. F of 1 plus h minus f1 divided by h. Okay, formula क्या था आपका? L f dash 1 a is equal to limit h tends to 0 minus f of a plus h minus fa divided by h. Here a equal to what? 1. I am replacing a equal to what? 1 here, and get this particular expression. Okay, now your function is fx. Fx is given modulus of x minus 1. Now if x is replaced by 1 plus h, if I am writing here x is equal to 1 plus h, here also we can write 1 plus h. So your result will be this can be what? Modulus of 1 plus h minus 1, and f1 will be, if you put x is equal to 1 here, f1 will be modulus of 1 minus 1 means 0 होगा, and it is equal to limit h tends to 0 minus 1 cancel, this is modulus of h by h. Okay, now interesting, you see h tends to 0 minus means h is less than 0. H tends to 0 minus means what? H is what? Less than 0. And when H is less than 0, modulus of H equal to what? We know that modulus of H is equal to minus H. Okay, because of the definition of modulus. Modulus of H is equal to minus H when H negative. तो ये दोनों अगर कैंसिल हो जाएगा तो -1 होगा. -1 का लिमिट क्या होगा? -1 is a constant, so independent of H, and therefore you can write H is equal to what? -1. So finally what we get, left hand derivative is finite and fixed. Left hand derivative is finite and fixed, therefore left hand derivative exists. Left hand derivative exists. Now let us find right hand derivative. Okay, right hand derivative. राइट हैंड डेरिवेटिव पे सेम प्रोसेस आर एफ डैश वन इज इक्वल टू, इसमें 0 आएगा, फॉर्मूला सेम रहेगा, इसमें 0 आएगा, ये भी सेम रहेगा, इसमें 0 आएगा, मॉडुलस ऑफ एच बाई एच होगा. ओनली चेंज विल बी मॉडुलस ऑफ एच इज इक्वल टू व्हाट? सिंस एच टेंस टू 0, एच टेंस टू 0 मीन्स एच इज पॉजिटिव. एच इज पॉजिटिव मीन्स मॉडुलस ऑफ एच इज इक्वल टू व्हाट? एच. ओके, so you can replace modulus of h by what? Here h, and finally you are getting the answer what? 1. Okay, I hope you understand. This is tends to 0 plus. So same thing, the right hand limit is formula is same, only h tends to 0 plus, and then remaining all these things same, and here change occurred because h is positive, modulus of h is equal to what? Plus h. Okay, and then you cancel, you will get the finally what? 1. So since 1 is a finite and fixed quantity, and therefore right hand derivative is also exist. So we get left hand derivative exist. Since you see left hand derivative -1 which is exist, and right hand derivative is what? Also exist, but both are not same. Since both are not same, therefore you can say that f dash 1 does not what? Exist. You can say f dash 1 does not exist. F dash 1 does not exist means the function f is not differentiable at x equal to 1. So you can conclude that therefore f is not differentiable at x is equal to what? 1. Okay, I hope that you understand. This is what right hand derivative, and earlier we find the left hand derivative. Both are not same, and therefore the function is not differentiable at x is equal to what? 1. So this is the application of the concept of existence of derivative. Okay, now we are going to discuss the second question. What is the second question? Fx is equal to box x is a function whose domain is the open interval 0 to 3, and this function is not differentiable at x equal to 1 and at x is equal to 3. Domain is what? Open interval. This is what? To 0, and this is what? 3, and between them there is a point 1 and this is a 2. So at the point 1 and 2 the function is not differentiable. That means you are going to show that f dash 1 does not exist and f dash 2 does not exist. So there are two points are there you are going to check. So I am going to check at the point 2, you can check at the point 1. Okay, so similar way we are going to what? Find left hand derivative and right hand derivative, and here we are going to use the there is properties of greatest integer function. Very interesting question. First we find RLL f dash 1. Okay, L f dash 1 is equal to limit h tends to 0 minus, formula is I am going for 2. Okay, at x is equal to 2, you write at x is equal to 2, you check it. Limit h tends to 0, f of 2 plus h minus f2 by what? H. This is the actual definition of left hand derivative. Okay, so limit h tends to 0 minus, now comes to your function. This is your function fx is equal to what? Box x. Now you can replace x by 2 plus h. If you write here 2 plus h, that will be what? Also box 2 plus h. So you can write it box 2 plus h, okay, minus box 2, okay. Here f2 means what? Replacing x by what? 2, you will get box 2 divided by what? H. And since 2 is an integer, you know, if box के अंदर अगर integer हो तो box of that integer, we know that box of integer, this is I, it is an integer, then result is what? I. Understood? Result is what? I. So उसका result क्या होगा? Ultimately 2 होगा. Now we are going to find the box of 2 plus h. Very interesting. What is this here? In your condition, h is less than 0. H is what? Less than 0. Adding 2 on both sides. If you add 2 on both sides, 2 plus h less than what? 2. 2 plus h less than what? 2. Now if you draw the number line, this is your 2 and 2 plus h is less than, this means 2 plus h is somewhere else in this particular place. But between that is next जो previous integer होगा 2 का, ये suppose 1 होगा. Since h is a very small quantity which is negative, h is a very small quantity which is negative. आप लोगों को ऐसा लगा होगा 2 plus h हो तो ये तो 2 से राइट में होना चाहिए, लेकिन h क्या है? h नेगेटिव है, तो पॉजिटिव के साथ अगर नेगेटिव ऐड करेंगे तो जो वैल्यू होगा, दिस वैल्यू विल बी लेस देन व्हाट? 2 होगा. And that's why this 2 plus h is less than 2 but greater than what? 1. Greater than 1 means what? We are subtracting, like suppose 2 is there, 2 minus 0.001. ये अगर मान लो your h है, then this quantity cannot less than what? 1. तो ये 1 को क्रॉस करके लेफ्ट में नहीं आ सकता. ठीक है, तो ultimately 2 plus h lying between the interval 1 and 2, and we know that box of that number lying between then interval is the left, it is automatically that is left end point of the interval. इस interval की left end point होगा. तो box 2 plus h का वैल्यू क्या होगा? It becomes what? Limit h tends to 0 minus, this is 1, this is 2 divided by what? H. And finally we are getting limit h tends to 0 minus, this is minus 1 by h, minus 1 by h. And if you put here approximate value of h is equal to 0, then it is undefined. You write undefined. Which is what? Undefined. Undefined means left hand derivative does not exist. So since left hand derivative does not exist, so automatically f dash 2 does not exist. That means f is not differentiable at x is equal to what? 2. But you have to also find the left hand limit, left hand derivative. What happened with the left hand derivative? We have to know it. वहाँ से तो हम conclusion कर सकते हैं, since left hand derivative is what? Already undefined, means does not exist. So from here we can say that f function is not differentiable at x equal to what? 2. But what is the right hand derivative? We also find and know what actually right hand derivative is, because this question contains 4 marks, so you have to go details. Okay. So let us find right hand derivative now. Right hand derivative, this is will be replaced by r, f dash 2. Definition will be same, everything will be same. H tends to 0. Up to this level it is okay. Okay, up to this level is okay. There is h tends to 0 plus, this is h tends to 0 plus. Okay. Now you come. Condition use करो, h tends to 0 plus means h is greater than 0. Now you need 2 plus h, add 2 on both sides, 2 plus h. Means if you draw the number line, this is your 2, this is your 2 and 2 plus h is something greater than 2, थोड़ा सा बड़ा है, तो मान लो this is 2 plus h. Okay, but this 2 plus h does not exceed 3. क्योंकि h इतना छोटा है कि ये नंबर क्या होगा? 3 को एक्सिट नहीं करेगा. तो अल्टीमेटली 2 प्लस h लाइंग बिटवीन 2 and 3. सो इसका बॉक्स क्या होगा? लेफ्ट एंड पॉइंट ऑफ द इंटरवल, लेफ्ट एंड पॉइंट ऑफ द इंटरवल. अल्टीमेटली व्हाट वी आर गेटिंग? लिमिट h टेंस टू 0 प्लस, ये क्या हो रहा है? h 2 हो रहा है, box 2 plus h is equal to 2, and box 2 is equal to what, 2, and finally it is become limit h tends to 0 plus 0 by h, and ultimately this 0 by h is 0, okay, because h tends to 0 plus means h is positive, but h is very near to 2, which is actually not 0. So we can say that this thing is defined and value is equal to what, 0. Understood? And right hand derivative exists, but since left hand derivative does not exist, therefore we can conclude that the function is not differentiable at x equal to 2. So we can conclude that since L f dash 2 does not exist, so f dash 2, therefore you write f dash 2 does not exist. Okay, since L f dash 2 does not exist, therefore f dash 2 does not exist, that is f is not differentiable at x equal to what, 2. Similarly, you can check also for the point x is equal to 1, find left hand derivative, then right hand derivative, and check whether they exist or not. If exist, then we check whether they are equal or not, and then finally conclude that the function is not differentiable as x is equal to what, 1. So I have solved 2 questions today, and I feel that you get understand this particular 2 question, what is the process of solving this particular 2 question, and how to apply the existence of derivative, how to find left hand derivative, and then how to conclude that whether there is a derivative of the function at this particular point exist or not. Means exist or not means f dash 2 does not exist means you have to understand geometrically there is no tangent at the point x equal to 2. x इज इक्वल टू 2 जो डोमेन में पॉइंट है उस पॉइंट में कार्व के ऊपर कोई टेंजेंट नहीं होगा, नहीं मिलेगी, इसीलिए डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट है. दैट इज द ज्योमेट्रिकल सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. ओके, so thank you very much and have a good day ahead.